So it's 3 days now until the Serpent Trail 100k, my first 100k ultramarathon. The longest I've done before is the South Downs Way 50, which was 80 kilometers, but this is going to be like an extra 3 hours more of running, I think. So it's going to be a long day on the feet. So I wanted to give a quick update on how my training's gone over the last month and kind of where I think I am in terms of my fitness level, how my training's gone, and kind of my expectations for the race this weekend. So first off, let's talk injuries. Going into the last race, I had a number of minor injuries going into the race, which didn't impact the actual race, but it meant that my training in the month before the race was disrupted. I had like 2 or 3 weeks where I was injured, so I couldn't really hit my goals. And in terms of this training block, I haven't had a single injury. So in terms of the training plan that I laid out two and a half months ago, I've hit every single session, every single week. So super happy about that. And that means my longest run was a 60k, 6.5 hour long run. Every single week I've done a speed session, so intervals. Every week I've done a tempo session, something like 8 to 10k at a hard effort. And every week I've hit my volume target. So as a result, I've done 410 kilometers of running in this month, which is only down by 50k from last month due to the taper over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, training has gone pretty much exactly as I wanted it to. Super happy with that. In terms of things that haven't gone too well, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but my diet. And I know every time I do one of these videos, I'm going to say that I want to improve my diet. But yeah, like in the last month or so, I've just kind of given up on focusing on my diet as a part of my training. I've been eating as much as I want, and I've not been stressing about it. It's not the end of the world, but as a result, I'm probably not as lean as I'd want to be. I've also not done any strength work. I've not done any stretching, any yoga, any drills. So I think in terms of the next training block, if I want to improve, diet and kind of supporting aspects definitely need work. So where is my fitness level? Now, the Garmin thinks that my fitness level, my VO2 max is about 56, and on the Garmin, about a month or two ago, it was fluctuating a lot, but now the Garmin has just fully stabilized in terms of my predicted times and my VO2 max, and my fitness level on the Garmin has just been flat for the last 2 months. But I did do a math test, so I did 8k at my math heart rate. So my average pace at my math heart rate was 5 minutes and 9 seconds, so 7-second improvement on last month. So yes, my fitness level has improved, but not dramatically over the last month. So in terms of like speed and running fast, I think I'm probably near enough to where I was when I ran the South Downs Way 50, but not quite as fast. But the one thing that I've seen that's changed dramatically since the last training block is my endurance. So in the last training block, my longest run was a 40k run, and I really struggled during that run. Whereas now, in the last few weeks, I've been doing 50, 60k runs, and I found them much more comfortable. I think in terms of, from an endurance perspective, I'm in much better shape, so I'm pretty happy with that going into this race. And I said my diet has been less than ideal over the last month or two. Weight-wise, I'm about 73 kilos, which, if I was trying to run a marathon PB, I'd probably want to be at 8 kilos lighter. But it's not the end of the world. I think about 6 months ago, I was about 78 kilos. So, this is like an average weight for me. So it's not the end of the world. So what are my expectations, my goals going into this race? I only have one, and that is finish. I'm kind of going into this race with the full expectation that I don't care about time. I just want to go out and enjoy it. So I'm not planning on running this race hard. I'm planning on pacing it really sensibly. So keeping my heart rate below 150, which is my math heart rate, for at least the first 60, 70 kilometers. Completely different to how the South Downs Way 50 went, where my heart rate was like 160 to 170 for pretty much the entire race. So I'm hoping that my effort in this race is going to be much more comfortable, and therefore this race isn't going to wreck me as much as the last one did. hopefully I don't need 2 weeks until I get back into training. Hopefully I can get back into training much sooner. But yeah, just going out to enjoy it, really. I want to be able to basically savour the experience a bit more this time. But because of that, I have very little idea how long this is going to take me. So the pace that I ran the South Downs Way 50, which that race took me 8 hours 45, give or take. If I run that pace for the Serpent Trail 100k, I'll finish in around 11 hours. But I'm planning on running this race much easier. But although it's less hilly, the terrain also might not be as nice. So I know there's like sand and sort of, it might be a bit more muddy. Really hard to determine how quick this race is going to be. And I don't know the course as well, so I don't know if it's easy to follow, so it's potential for going off route. But because of that, I think this race could take anywhere between 11 and 13 hours, which is a massive, massive window. Obviously, going into this race, I'm not stressing about it, but yeah, that's kind of my expectation. So probably one of the biggest things that I was nervous about when I signed up for this race was the temperature, the weather. This is a 100k ultramarathon in the middle of summer, 2nd of July, which in the UK could mean anything in terms of weather. There's potential for it being a 30-degree heat wave, or it could be the complete opposite, and it could be like 12, 15 degrees. Weather is looking around 22 degrees, which is quite a bit warmer than when I ran the South Downs Way 50, but no way near as hot as it could be. The only thing is that if the weather suddenly swings, I am completely not acclimatized for running in hot weather. We've had essentially no days where I've ran over a temperature of 22 degrees. So yeah, if it's warm, I'm not ready for it at all. But yeah, it's looking like the weather's going to be pretty good. So yeah, that's the game plan. Just a quick update on my expectations and where I am. I think going into this race, I'm feeling quite healthy, to be honest. Physically, I'm feeling quite strong. I've definitely been faster, I've definitely been lighter, but I'm in a pretty good place going into this race. I'm pretty confident that I can run the full 100k. But yeah, the next video is likely to be the race video. So yeah, well, cheers for watching, and keep a lookout for the race video. All right, cheers, bye.